Okay, I thought I'd run through the modifications that have been done to this car. Might help me out in the decision as to whether to keep it or not. So when I first got the car, the only thing, well, the only things that have been done to it was that it had the dual mass flywheel and it had a CSC back box. Mechanically, it was pretty good. It was all freshly serviced by a highly regarded independent. Bodywork, it wasn't amazing, but it was always my intention to get that done further down the line. That was 12 years ago. What I've done since, so engine wise, it's got the GTA inlet cams in it. The throttle body, I've done a little modification in that. The injectors have been cleaned a couple of times. Not a modification as such, but definitely helps with running the car. Just keeping the emissions down and all that. I've never had an issue with emissions at an MOT time. The inlet hosing has been replaced with silicone pipes. Again, not really a modification. It just gives it a little bit more induction noise, I guess. The coolant hoses, they've been changed for the Autoluso ones. They're just a visual sort of tidy up one. The engine bay itself has been tidied up. So I've sent it off, powder coated, re-chromed the inlet pipes, sprayed the fuel rails, and that just tidied everything up. What else? Yeah, I think that's about it. The inlet cams are pretty good. So I never fitted them. I got a specialist to fit them, but I managed to pick them up second hand, reasonable price, a long time ago. And as soon as they were fitted, you could notice the difference. Brake horsepower wise, I don't know. I had this roll and roaded once. It was before it did any modification, so the only thing it would have had was the single mass flywheel and the CSC box, and at that point it was recorded at 230 brake, which for the age of the car I thought was pretty good. Since then, it's definitely higher. It's a fair bit higher. How much higher, I don't know. I've never had it done again, and everything's been done progressively over time. So. So the exhaust, it was CSC. It's been it's been chopped and changed over the years. The rear box has been removed. It's deleted, so it's just a straight pipe. So it's just the center box as such. It's got equal length front pipes. I think they were Alfa Tune or something. But again, I managed to get them second hand and got them fitted. They're pretty good, actually. You could notice sort of drag the as soon as you fitted them, you could notice low down torque was much higher straight away. The flip side of that is you lose a bit of ground clearance, which if you're running lowered springs, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. But I think it's worth keeping the pipes. The pipes will be staying, the springs won't. Brakes, so initially it came, anybody with a GTV will know that the standard brakes are terrible. They're just woefully inadequate for the car. So I got it. I upgraded the brakes, so I put better pads in, changed the fluid, new discs, so I put slotted discs in. And it was okay. It improved things considerably, but it still wasn't great. They just weren't big enough or strong enough to stop the weight of the car. And there was on one occasion there was a slight shudder in the brakes anyway. So I thought I'd see just how much destruction you could do. And in I think it's about a 10-mile run, maybe a bit shorter than that, I managed to completely cook one set of discs. So the discs, they're not big enough. It's currently got 330s on it. From the GTA. I bought them years ago. They sat in my garage for about 4 or 5 years before I actually got around to doing them. Eventually I took them away, got them sprayed, got a rebuild kit, so I changed all the seals, cleaned up the pistons, rebuilt them. They're great. stop the car, which is always a bonus. What else? I think that's it. Suspension and handling. As I mentioned, the Q2 was in it. The Q2 is definitely one of the better, if not the best upgrade you can do for this car. When I first got it, from my house at the time, you drove to the end of the road, you come onto the main road, and at the end of that main road, there was a big motorway, a big roundabout. Sorry. As you come onto that roundabout, you were turning left. If you started off on the inside and floored it, you would end up in the outside lane and you had to let off the throttle. As soon as I got the Q2 fitted, I tried the same thing, went round, it might have even been in the wet, went round, floored it, and it stuck to that inside lane like glue. Completely transformed the handling of the car. Expensive now, but I managed to get, like most of the things, got it second hand. There was a guy who he'd bought a 3.2 GT, beautiful car, and he bought the Q2 to upgrade it. However, within about 3 months of getting the car, he managed to rack up about 9 points in his license. So he decided that maybe the car wasn't for him, and I bought the Q2 off him. I got an independent specialist to fit it for me. It was just, I didn't want to take the chance. I wasn't 100% sure of what I was doing, but yeah, well worthwhile. Great upgrade. I know you can get the Quaife discs as well. I don't know what the difference is. I've heard some people say they offer a bit more on the performance side of things. Who knows? But the price of the diffs has gone through the roof. Like, I think I paid, I mean, it might be second hand, but I think I paid a few £100 for it. Yeah, the price of everything's gone crazy on it. Other than that, Coney adjustable shocks all round. Eibach lowering springs, 20mm lowering springs all round. The rear bushes are polyflexed. They were just, shortly after I bought the car, they were starting to squeak. So it made sense to just polyflex, and it meant I could do it myself. The rear drop link has been changed to a polyflex adjustable sort of one. And it's got the Alfa Romeo handling kit, which upgrades the front and rear anti-roll bars. So out of all them, the Coney's all right. The sure they improved the handling, like nothing, certainly not night and day. The reason I got them was because I was planning to track the car. I've done a couple of track days, but the reality is, once I put them on, the rears, to adjust them, you need to take them off, or take them off at the bottom, I think, and then you need to spin them and fit them again. And wait, you know, it might be all right for somebody at the side of a track, but I'm not into pissing about with stuff like that. So I think they've sat in full soft since I fitted them. I think it's the same from the front. I think I adjusted them a little bit. So realistically, if doing it again, I'd probably just go for the Coney STRs, is it? Eibach springs would not do again. Visually, it looks a wee bit better. It lowers at 20mm, so it's not a huge amount. It makes the ride too hard. And I live in Scotland. I'm surrounded by B roads, and it's not soaking up the bumps. I'm bumping over the top of everything, and it's 10 years. It wasn't 10 years ago when I fitted. A bit longer than that. But when I fitted, it was all right. But just a pain in the ass, man. I can't be asked with the harsh ride. I just want something a bit more comfortable. So if the car stays, they'll be going. I think that's it for the suspension. Oh, there's a strut brace. Again, one of the earliest things I did. I don't think it actually improves anything. It was more of a visual sort of thing. The downside is it adds more weight to the front. The brakes are another one, actually. You can feel the weight of the 330s. Just because they're bigger, the calibers are bigger and heavier, the discs are bigger and heavier. I guess the pads are a bit heavier as well. You can feel that, but the payoff for the extra braking and being able to actually stop the car is definitely worth it. So I think, yeah, as I said, I think the best mods, Q2 is definitely worth doing. The Alfa Romeo handling kit I don't think I mentioned that. The Alfa handling kit is a pain in the ass to fit. The rear is not too bad. The front, you need to drop the subframe. So I did this on my back in my driveway over a few nights, and it wasn't much fun. But yeah, you need to drop the subframe. It needs to go up over the subframe and put it back. At the time I did that, I've actually, one other thing, the manifolds, the exhaust manifolds, I changed it for the CF2 manifolds, the earlier ones without the cat. And again, it makes a difference. So my opinion of these cars is that they, any improvement to the breathing, whether it be exhaust or intake, seems to help. That little modification I did to the throttle body, what I actually did was I had a spare throttle body at the time, so I tested it out in that and I actually destroyed the first one, but the main throttle body, I managed to pull it off. So removed the throttle body, took the actual plate, the butterfly out. On the edges of that, where it was completely square, I buffed it off, so it's got a more of a rounded edge. And the screws that came with it, they sit prominent. So I, what do you call it? Like recessed them so they were completely flat at the top, and then I trimmed them off at the bottom, so there was nothing resisting the airflow going in. I don't know if it made any performance gains as such, horsepower gains, but it certainly felt, it feels like it revs a lot quicker. It feels more responsive. Yeah, I guess it's all subjective. Horsepower wise, when I first got the car, I had it rolling loaded at 230 horsepower. Since then, with everything I've done, and it's all been done in stages, but it definitely feels there's definitely more power in it. It'll be interesting to get it done. Actually, it's not not something will be getting. It's top of the list of priorities, but I don't know. I'm guessing maybe 260, something like that. And a remap would just sort of tidy everything up. One thing I had thought about doing actually was I actually bought a bigger throttle body, but I never actually got around to fitting it. I bought one from a Porsche 996, I think it was, but I sold it in the end. At the time there was no chance of fitting it. It'd be interesting to go down that route, but also change the MAF sensor to see if the added airflow in would increase the horsepower of the engine. Obviously, you'd have to get it remapped and all as it was fitted, but yeah, again, that's I've got bigger problems to sort out before then. But yeah, so that's there you have it.